Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. You are here in the home of the slightly above average ship review. Today I have a slightly above match for you in the Japanese Tier 6 premium destroyer, the Yukikaze. As you can see, we're top tier on Land of Fire in a domination match. I'm going to give you some quick tidbits about Yukikaze. One of 3 Japanese destroyers to survive World War II, took part in more than 10 major battles and more than 100 missions, survived until 1970, and for a large period of that time was the flagship of the Republic of China Navy after World War II. Too bad she could not have been saved as a museum ship. So I consider the Yukikaze right up there with the Kamikaze as one of the 2 very best tier for tier torpedo boats in the game. As you can see, very low detectability, 4.7 km. Got 2 sets of very powerful Japanese torpedoes. And if you're doing your part and staying hidden, you shan't need to use anything else. All right, there is a Fubuki, and we're going to stagger our launch here because I don't trust the Fubuki to maintain its bearing. We are going to turn away and leave the cap circle in order to make him think he has done everything he needs to do. But he has not done everything he needs to do. He needs to go back to port. Oh, first blood. Devastating strike, kill number 1. That's how it's done in the Yukikaze. Really love this ship whenever I'm having a streak of bad games. Not that I was having one prior to this. I had a really good match in the GK, which is kind of a rarity for me because I don't play the GK very much. Ended up with like 125,000 damage. That's not very impressive, but for me it's a good match. So I just said to myself, well, that was a good game. Let's give ourselves one more game before stopping play for today. And I rolled out the Yukikaze. I was actually trying to get 3,200 base XP to unlock the second to last hard mode achievement. That one and the 3,500 base XP are the only 2 I don't have unlocked yet, even though I've completed the campaign, bought it out. So I was going for 3,200 base XP in this match. Let's see if we can get it done in the Yukikaze. So I turned around. I think there's another destroyer out here based on my RDF indicator. Now, whether that's actually true or not, I don't know. But I think there is. So I was a little cautious about going right back in here at first. So we're just going to cap this out. You see there's torpedoes in the water. That made me feel very suspicious. But I haven't been paying attention to the minimap, and I'd be willing to bet one destroyer's an alpha. So either there was a destroyer around Bravo, or they're both an alpha. I don't know. Anyway, we are going to finish capturing out the Bravo cap circle. And we're going to back up, and we're going to take our solo base cap flag, and we're going to leave. Because I need to go to other parts of the battlefield and project my power elsewhere. All right, got New Orleans out here. Something to be mindful of. Can hurt you. So I got that going on. Got a Leander over here. Leander's giving us a better angle. You can look and see. We're getting a better angle from the Leander. Flatter angle. So we will send 1 rack towards Leander. And then we are going to hold our second rack just in case. Just in case. Checking on Leander's bearing. Still looks pretty good. And checking back over here in front of me. Going to check back on the bearing of the Leander. Looks like he might catch one of those torpedoes, folks. Oh, take 2. All right, devastating strike. Kill number 2. Oh, gotta love the punching power of the Yukikaze's torpedoes. All right, sir, we're going to head over here towards Charlie in order to better engage the New Mexico and the New Orleans. And there's also, I think, one of the other destroyers is over here. So we will deal with that when we get to it. But right now, we got almost 30k damage, 2 devastating strikes. I am feeling really, really good about what we're doing here. All right, there's the Shkane or the Scone, however you pronounce it. I don't know. We're going to ignore him, and we're going to launch where I think the New Mexico is going to end up. That is a predictive launch. And there's another destroyer over there fighting the Shkane, Scone, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just ignoring that. I'm going to send a second rack over there, and I look back just in time to see that that other ship I was talking about is dead. So no worries. So we're going to go into the bino view here just in time to see the New Mexico eat 3 torpedoes. Devastating strike number 3. Kill number 3. And I am riding high right now. Will we get a Kraken in today's game? Well, the New Orleans is going to be a tougher nut to crack due to its maneuverability and its detection consumables. But I am in one of the 2 most powerful torpedo boats in the game, in my humble opinion. We'll see if we can pull it off here. All right, so we're turning back. And I'm maybe just going to fling some out there and let New Orleans drive into them. But then the New Orleans starts maneuvering. I think there's a destroyer in the Bravo cap. They've flipped that cap. I want to say maybe one of our cruisers was in there and got taken out by another destroyer. New Orleans is doing all sorts of maneuvering here. So we will send one rack his way. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't want to get caught in a sandwich of a red team destroyer in the Bravo cap and the New Orleans. That would spell certain doom. So instead, I am going to hit my smoke screen and back up. The New Orleans is coming hard for Bear. But as long as he stays spotted, I feel pretty confident we can torpedo him. All of a sudden, he hits the sonar. And we launch our second rack. Not out of fear and panic, but I see he's having to dodge these other torpedoes. It's a lot harder to dodge torpedoes coming from different directions. He cannot dodge mine. That is kill number 4. No devastating strike, unfortunately. There is the other destroyer. He is far out of reach because I turned away from the opening there. And so at this point, I'm like, we'll thread these islands here and maybe come back in there and take him out, because I feel I'm healthier than he is. But he gets taken out. So there's only one ship left on the board. So while we're driving over to where the Serov is at, which in my opinion is now by far easily the most popular aircraft carrier at Tier 5. I all the time see Serovs. I rarely see anyone else. Some guy posted a thing on Reddit. He was like, I figured out a way not to have aircraft carriers in a match. Every time I'm in a match with an aircraft carrier, I block the person. Oh boy. Just deal with it, man. Just deal with it. Learn how to fight aircraft carriers. All right, so who's going to love the Yukikaze? Well, if you love IJN torpedo boats, you're going to love the Yukikaze. If you love sneaky destroyers, you're going to love the Yukikaze. If you love anime, which is not my thing, perhaps you will love AL Yukikaze. But do not let people convince you it is a gunboat. It is not a gunboat. Maybe it has better guns than the regular Yukikaze, but the strength of this ship is concealment and torpedo power. That's it. That's all it has going for it. All right. Maybe a little bit of speed, but it's not fantastic speed. Okay. So your job, not be seen. You capture these cap circles, you fling out those torps, and you take out the enemy ships. That's what you do. If you're in a Japanese torpedo boat, that's what you do. And really the only exception to that in the entire Japanese line is, of course, And I can't remember. The Akizuki. Yeah, that one. That's the only one that's different. That's a gunboat. All the other ones are just different flavors of torpedo boats. Don't fool yourself. You can go back and watch all of my tech tree videos on the IJN destroyer lines and see that for yourself. All right, so we are cornering the Serov using the map here, essentially. I really hope I don't have to compete for this kill, but I don't also want to have to scream and cry about it on the air. I do not use the microphone. I mean more like saying negative when somebody starts shooting at this thing. So we set him on fire, and that's good. If we can set him on fire again, he'll burn for a while, and that'll be great. But I don't know if that is going to happen. It seems like there's an awful lot of airplanes in the air for some reason. Maybe he is trying to set up like a torpedo early warning net by having every group of planes launch fighters and then go back and land on the ship. I don't know. I've never thought about that before. That's actually pretty clever if that's what he's intentionally doing. And we are just keep driving, and I didn't realize it, but I think he stopped right there. Maybe he's trying to dodge those torpedoes. I don't know, but I realize I am in torpedo range, and so we are going to turn and torp here. Rack number 1, rack number 2, in case he turns, and then we will start to engage him with our Japanese guns. Now, there is the high caliber metal, only at 78,000 damage. You know, maybe there just wasn't a lot of damage to go around. The guns are good at splash damage, but they're not good at citadeling or anything, so I'm not expecting much here. I'm just trying to get hits on the target. Anyway, there it is, Kraken Unleashed. The final hit on the target with a torpedo. Alright, here we are on my favorite screen, the victory screen. First blood medal, 1, 2, 3, count them, devastating strike medals, the high caliber medal, and of course, the Kraken Unleashed. We ended up with 100,509 total damage. Looks like 9 torpedo strikes, 5 kills, and 1 solo base cap. We ended up with 810,403 silver, 12,724 ship XP, 3185 green XP, so we fell 15 XP short. But there we are at the top of the board, 3,029. I'm sorry, we didn't fall short there. We fell short here by just under 200 points. 5 kills, 3, 4, 5, 6 medals, but still, we needed to have another couple hundred points there to lock that one away. Anyway, if you enjoyed that video, hit that like button. If you're one of the 62% of my viewers who don't subscribe, please think about subscribing.